The afternoon rush at the Bluebird Diner was winding down as Olivia Carter wiped down tables. Her 18-month-old son Mason balanced on her hip. Her babysitter had canceled last minute, and her boss had reluctantly agreed to let her bring Mason to work one more strike against her in a job where she was already barely hanging on. Table 6 needs their check, her manager barked, and that kid better not be bothering customers. Olivia swallowed her frustration and headed to table 6, where a distinguished older man in an expensive suit sat alone, reviewing documents. He looked out of place in the worn diner with its cracked vinyl booths and faded checkered floor. "Can I get you anything else, sir?" Olivia asked, shifting Mason to her other hip as he started to fuss. The man looked up, his gray eyes sharp and assessing. "Just the check, thank you." Olivia placed the bill on the table, $42 for his lunch and coffee. The man pulled out cash, counting out exact change, and placing it on the table. No tip, not a single dollar. Olivia felt her heart sink, but kept her professional smile. "Thank you, sir. Have a good day." As she cleared his table a few minutes later, Mason reached for the empty plate, nearly knocking over her tray. That was when she saw it, a folded piece of paper tucked under where the plate had been. Olivia picked it up, thinking it was garbage, but something made her unfold it. Inside, in precise handwriting, was a message that made her breath catch. "Meet me at 142 Harrison Street tomorrow at a.m. Come alone, but bring your son. This is not a trick. I am offering you an opportunity that will change both your lives. R. Harrison." Below the message was a business card. Robert Harrison, Harrison Ventures. Olivia's hands trembled. Robert Harrison was a billionaire venture capitalist whose name appeared regularly in financial news. What could he possibly want with a struggling single mother working at a diner? Her coworker Sarah peered over her shoulder. "What is that?" "I have no idea," Olivia whispered, "but I think I just got the strangest job offer of my life." That night, Olivia researched Robert Harrison obsessively. 63 years old, widowed, no children. Built his fortune through strategic investments. Known for being ruthless in business, but surprisingly philanthropic. No scandals, no criminal record, just a very wealthy, very private man. The next morning, despite every rational voice telling her this was crazy, Olivia took the bus to 142 Harrison Street. The address led to a beautiful brownstone in an upscale neighborhood. She stood on the steps, Mason in her arms, wondering if she was making a terrible mistake. The door opened before she could knock. Robert Harrison stood there, dressed casually, in slacks and a sweater, looking considerably less intimidating than he had in the diner. "Miss Carter, thank you for coming. Please, enter." The interior was elegant, but not ostentatious. Comfortable furniture, walls lined with books, photos of what looked like family scattered throughout. "Would you like coffee?" Robert asked. "And perhaps something for your son?" "I would like to know why I am here," Olivia said, holding Mason closer. "You left me no tip and a cryptic note. I have $100 in my bank account and a baby depending on me. I cannot afford mysterious games." Robert's expression softened. "Fair enough. Please, sit down. This will take some explanation." Once they were seated, Robert began. "Yesterday at the diner, I watched you. I saw you working while caring for your son. I saw your manager berate you for bringing him. I saw you handle demanding customers with grace, despite clearly being exhausted. But what really caught my attention was this." He pulled out his phone and showed her a photo. It was of Olivia at the diner, wiping down a table while Mason played quietly nearby. In the background, an elderly woman had dropped her purse, contents spilling everywhere. The photo captured Olivia, still holding her cleaning rag, helping the woman pick up her belongings while balancing Mason. "You stopped what you were doing to help someone, even though you were clearly overwhelmed, even though you were probably behind on your tables, even though your manager was already upset about your son being there. That told me everything I needed to know about your character." "I still do not understand," Olivia said. "Why does that matter to you?" Robert was quiet for a moment. 20 years ago, my wife and I lost our only child. Our daughter was 16. Car accident. It destroyed us. My wife never recovered. She died 5 years later, and I have spent the time since then building my business and wondering what the point of all this money is when I have no one to share it with or pass it to." He looked at Mason, who was examining a decorative pillow with intense toddler concentration. "I have been looking for something, a purpose beyond accumulating more wealth. I want to invest in people, not just businesses. Young people who demonstrate character, work ethic, and values but lack opportunity." Olivia felt her heart racing. "Are you offering me a job? Better than a job. I am offering you a full scholarship to complete your education, any degree you choose. I will provide housing, childcare for Mason, and a living stipend so you can focus on school. In return, I ask only that when you complete your degree and establish your career, you help someone else the way I am helping you." Olivia stared at him, certain she had misheard. "Why would you do this for a complete stranger?" "Because wealth without purpose is meaningless. Because I watched you choose kindness when you had every reason to be bitter. Because your son deserves to see his mother achieve her dreams." Robert paused. "And because I am a selfish old man who wants to feel like his money mattered for something beyond quarterly earnings." "This cannot be real," Olivia whispered, tears streaming down her face. "Things like this do not happen to people like me." "They do now," Robert said gently, "if you will accept my offer." Over the following months, Olivia's life transformed. Robert set her up in a modest apartment with everything she and Mason needed. He arranged for excellent childcare. He helped her enroll in the university's social work program, her dream since high school, abandoned when she got pregnant and her boyfriend left. But beyond the financial support, Robert became something unexpected: a grandfather figure to Mason and a mentor to Olivia. They had dinner together weekly. He gave advice on her coursework and her life. He taught Mason to play chess and attended his daycare performances. "Why did you really leave no tip that day?" Olivia asked him one evening, about a year after their first meeting. Robert smiled. "Because I wanted to see how you would react. Would you chase me down demanding money? Would you treat the next customer poorly out of frustration? Instead, you simply cleared the table with the same professionalism you had shown throughout my meal. That was the final test. You were testing me? I was confirming what I already suspected, that your character was genuine, not performative. That you would do the right thing even when no one was watching, and when you had every right to be upset." 3 years later, Olivia stood at her graduation, Mason, now 4 years old, sitting in the front row next to Robert. She had completed her degree in social work with honors and already had job offers from multiple agencies. At the celebration dinner, Olivia raised her glass. "Robert, you changed our lives with a secret note. You taught me that sometimes angels wear expensive suits and leave $0 tips because they are planning something bigger. Thank you for seeing potential in a struggling waitress and giving me a chance." Robert's eyes were suspiciously bright. "Thank you for reminding an old man why money matters, not for what it can buy, but for the opportunities it can create. Watching you achieve your dreams and raise that remarkable boy has given me more joy than 40 years of business success." 5 years after that day at the diner, Olivia launched her own nonprofit helping single mothers complete their education, funded in part by Robert's foundation. The first scholarship was named the Secret Note Scholarship in honor of how her life had changed. At the nonprofit's launch party, a reporter asked Olivia about the unusual name. "A billionaire left me no tip, but a note that changed everything," Olivia explained. "He taught me that the most valuable things we can give are not money but opportunity, belief, and support. Now I'm passing that forward, one secret note at a time." If this story reminded you that opportunity can come from unexpected places, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment about when someone saw potential in you that changed your life.